if you're a ravenstail and naaxiin weaver, I hope that you will get some techniques just watching me. And anyway, my name is Evelyn Vanderhoop. I'm Haida from Haida Gwaii. Kachuth is my Haida name, and I'm a weaver of ravenstail and naaxiin. I like to use the word naaxiin because the Tlinkits and the Haidas both use that word for this particular weave. I'm working on this robe. It's a commission. I got to choose all of the elements, and I was very happy to have that artistic freedom. I chose a very unconventional color, but in my research, I've researched robes that were painted by a surgeon on a fur ship, trading ship, and he painted 8 portraits of Haidas, and about 4 of them were decked in these pure blue robes. And I went to Yale University as a fellow for research at the Beinecke Library, and was able to see those paintings in person. And in my examining the watercolor, I'm a watercolor artist too, but in examining that watercolor, I was able to see that in his texture that he produced with his watercolors, that these were woven robes, and so it was really exciting. But so then with this commission, I'm pulling that blue in, but using the black and the white. The white is a highlight. So I felt like, because I'm a ravenstail weaver as well as a naaxiin weaver, I thought I would incorporate some naaxiin elements in it. And so I have the copper shields and the designs of the copper shields. So we have the heading that's blue, the 3 borders. Usually these robes have the 3 major borders, which traditionally it would be black and yellow, and then the 2 color black white with the yellow highlight. So I've got the black border, then these braids that separate the blue and the black, and the blue has spiderweb design, and then we have all my ancestors here, and then the row of tina, the copper shields that in the old days really was very prestigious. Well, the robes were very prestigious too. So it's very exciting to be part of this project, and or weaving this project. And I thank you for coming to watch the weaving and demonstrating. And hopefully you'll get some stories, some history, some technique, and just watching me weave. So welcome. Yesterday, I was talking about filling in the lower portion of the tina and the black band that they are placed upon. And it was going back and forth, filling in that bottom. And I'm pretty much having that all filled in now. But I'm going to do one more row, and then I'll show you how we do the joinery on the side borders. And I talked about I'm weaving a 2-strand towards the right side of my robe, And when I'm weaving in this direction, I'm Z twining. So this action one, the back one, is going to go under its partner and then down where that front one came up and behind two and up. So in this technique, which is a technique for both ravenstail and naaxiin, there's no warp that is shown through, and it's pushed right up against the last row. And you're enclosing two warps. So this is going to meet up with the designs and the borders here. So I'm going to drop that for now, and then I'm going to pick up these because I'm using a two-color, two-strand technique here with the raven's tail geometric designs. And in this, you graph them out, and then you follow that graph. So this is a tree shadow design, and I'm very familiar with the tree shadow design, so I'm not going to really look at the graph, but I've got it memorized. Some people said, how in the old days did they do that before graphing? And I think it was by song. Like people would have songs, they sang a lot. Music was a big part of our life. And in order to remember these patterns, there's a bit of a rhythm to. I've always thought there was a rhythm to it. And so I think that we may have remembered our patterns by song. So then with the two-color, two-strand, I was pulling up the color I wanted and pushing back the color that wasn't part of the design area. So now this is all blue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to again, push back the black. Now before, let's see. Okay, so this was over 2, over 4, over 2, over 2, over 4. So I know that the next row is going to be 4 over 2. So this will be over 4. Oh, and I don't have to do the braids right now. I don't have to do the braids every row. I want to make sure that there's at least 2 turns under that in order to do it. So anyway, okay. So now I have 4 over 2. So each time I'm pushing that black to the back and following the pattern. So 1, 2, 3. So one more grab of 2 warps, and then this would be grabbing 4, but actually there's only 2 left, so I'm just going to grab those 2, even though I know it through the pattern that it would have been an over 4. That's how it ran out. That's how the design ran out. So I don't do anything but do over 2 here, even though if it had extended, it would have been an over 4, if that makes sense to you. Okay, and so now I'm going to go into a black border where you just see the black. So I'm going to split the pair above, and that means grabbing just 1 at that time. And then I'm going to take the blue and bring it to the back. Send it to the back behind 2 warps and up. Send it to the back and behind 2 warps and up. And in this technique, I'm going to be splitting, it's a twill technique weave, so I'll be splitting the pair above. I'm not grabbing the same warp. Like here, I grab the same warp, and any deviation was what caused the pattern to come out. But here, I don't want any pattern. I just want a nice solid black border. So I'm going to weave that strong weave of twill twining and pushing it up right against the last row. Okay, and so here I'm going to join with this little bit of blue that runs down the edge. every weaving has a heading, and oftentimes it's important to get that heading to turn the corner and have the same width running along the outside edge. So that's what I did here. But because I'm using all kinds of different naaxiin and ravenstail techniques, I'm going to grab and make a join here and create this little bit of the blue on the outside. Never use the side cords in your count of the rest of your robe. The side cords are always 2 warps paired. So here, I'm going to collect those side cords, do a turn, and it'll always be behind 2 because the pair, I never break that pair of side cords. Okay, so then I turned a corner, now it's ready for the next time. So I grabbed the blue weaver from this area, and I know that that weaver that got grabbed in the join will always go to the back. So I push that blue to the back, and then I weave towards the right. And when I do that, I have to push that blue back again. Now I left my hand and it stopped the tension, the correct tension. And you see that little the little blue dot? I don't know if you can really see that, but there's a little blue dot there, and it would not be right to have it there. So I give the blue a tug, and that takes that the blue from the back. I tug it, and then it stays back. So now I see that I have these braids, and they're ready. I can see right now that they're ready to get turned and switched. So these are 3-strand braided twining vertically. And so it's a naaxiin technique again, where the top one switches with that bottom one and goes to the back. So left, right, and then drop. So I guess it's not, I shouldn't say it goes to the back. It gets dropped down. And now the black. And like I said earlier, I always approach those braids from the left. From the right. So left, right, drop. And now the white. And they've got 2 whites in a similar area, so I have to make sure that the whites are the correct whites that I pick up. So the top goes left, right of its partners and then drops. Now I have the copper. Remember, I've got copper running through this robe because I wanted to give it a little bit of magic, a little bit of glitter. If in the old days it would glitter in the fireside. So anyway, I take these and I'm just simply switching them. I'm not going to braid them. There's just and that's what you would do if you wanted to widen your braid area. You would add 3 braids, or well, actually. Like I just did with the 2, which was just a simple switch. Then you would add that an extra 2 yarns to do that. Instead of a braid, it would be a simple switch of the upper yarn switching to the left of its partners, down, switching places with the lower one. Okay, so I've got all those done. So I'm going to go by. And I know always that I'm splitting these braids. The copper, the white, and the black will go on the black side. So I'm grabbing the last black, creating the last black weave there, twine. And now I'm going to go and collect the blue, black, white. And now I'm sending the black to the back. Now I had 4 over 2, over 2, over 2, over 2, over 2 for 4. Now I know the next row is over 2 6 times. So I know there is no over 4 on this row for that blue border. So I just, I'm grabbing 2 warps each time. And like you see, they are not splitting pairs above. That's not what you need to do in this technique. Okay, so I have braids again. So again, left, right, and down. Left, right, and down. And then I grab the last blue, sending the black to the back. And now I have the 2 color design here. I split the black 2, 2, so now I know that I can grab 4 here. And I'm also including the tail of the black braid. So now here I did 2 and 4, and I see that the design is extending. So I know I want to do over 4 blue, and it's important not to squish these. Over 4 stitches can be easily squished, so be real careful with your pattern. And make sure you don't have little dots. Okay. Did I grab too many? I think I did. Okay. 4. So the black is over 4 over 4, and now the blue is over 4 blue. And then I'm going to grab the tail of the braid with the black side. And then I dropped these earlier, so I'm going to come and, oh wait, I think that the braids also need action here. So let me go back and carry those braids down. So the top, left, right, and then a drop. And black, top, left, right, and a drop. Now I'll pick them up. And you're ready. So I approach my join first by the left side. So I go here. And when I grab the last 2 warps of this area, I also include the blue on that side. I take a half turn, and I'm leaving the tail of that weaver there to be included in the turn from the right. Now I want to bring black forward again, so I'm going to give it an extra little twist there to bring the black forward. And then I had gone over 4, let's see, missing a warp here. Okay. So, collecting, what am I missing? Hang on, people. I think I overextended the black too far. Let me look. Okay. So, I did. So right here only went around one. So, okay, I've enclosed one with the blue, do a half twist, and then I'm going to grab 4, including the black braided tail and the weaving tail from the other side. I go, oh, no, I need to give it another twist, and enclose behind 2, and then enclose behind 2, and then this one was over 4, so I know I want to enclose just 2 this time, and 2. So even though I'm spanning 4 warps, I'm putting it, making it 2, 2, and then it adds, of course, to the 4. But what I'm doing is I'm preventing bunching. That's why it's important to do that, because like I said, it bunches quite easily when it's over 4. Okay, so now I'm coming back here. I'm going to grab and find that weaver. Now remember, there's 2 black braid yarns that are coming out at the same time, and what I want to do is find the yarn, the braid, and I see that that's it. Then I give this one a tug, and sure enough, it's the weaver. So I give a gentle tug when I'm confronted with 2 similar color yarns. Then I want to know which one is the correct one. So I give it a little tug, and then I see where that tension came from. So there you go. That's how I'm going to be creating these side braids. And it is a long process because you have to stop and you have to braid. So that's why naaxiin takes a lot longer than a ravenstail robe. And so tomorrow we'll get to going under this line of copper shields and creating a mirror image of this thin blue border here. I'll be putting it down below. Thank you.